Thank you for checking out my YouTube channel, Grace Life. It's been a moment since I've been on, so please forgive me as I am trying to go through everything I'm supposed to say and say it right. But hey, I'm a person who made mistakes, and I don't want to say I'm new at this, but no, I'm still starting out fresh. So please like, share, leave your comment, your feedback. I appreciate it very much. If you like to follow me, you can follow me on YouTube. You can hit that subscribe button. Also, you can find me on Facebook. I have a support group, Grace Life, um, for toxic support for toxic relationship, and also I'm on Instagram on a TK underscore Grace Life as well. And I would say this: if you need counseling, you can also hit me up. I do life coaching session, please. It's $40 a session for a whole hour. You can drop a message, you can DM me, and I respond accordingly. And I do get back really quick. Life have been busy, and I hope and I know everyone been blessed. As I said, I established this channel, I created this channel to encourage someone, to inspire, motivate someone to pursue their relationship with God. And today I want to talk about confidence. And I know I said somebody said, well, you got a video about confidence. Well, this one a little bit different because I was asked a question over the weekend about my departure from a domestic violent relationship and how did I gain confidence, or what were my initial viewpoint or level of confidence. And with that being said, I thought, well, it'd be cool if I come back and talk about it. So that's what I want to talk about. And to be honest, when I left my situation, which was a couple of years ago, and just to give a real quick brief description, so I was with my ex. We had several kids, and I was in a domestic violent relationship: physical, emotional, verbal, financially, and spiritual. There was a lot of things going on. I felt in prison. I was in prison. I was being told the same thing that you would hear off a Lifetime movie: you're ugly, no one gonna want you. But also, I was hearing that I was evil and I'll be doomed. I would go to hell if I ever left them, and that he was better than me, spiritual, and so much stuff that I don't think I could tell it all in one night. That I had to come back and say it, man. Um, so I went through this for years. I knew it was not the truth. However, I did not have just the unction to leave and stay gone. It took me several attempts, and that is normal in domestic violence relationship. It's a fact that it can take women about 6 to 8 times to leave their abuser for good. There's many reasons to why. You know, it can be hope, love, trying to give somebody another chance. It can also be fear, scared. The system failed them. Bad things start to happen, and they have to go back because that's the only person they could depend on. Um, Emotion can take you back. So many reasons. Everyone is different, but there's a point that that person will leave for good if the abuse continue on that way that it does. And with that being said, when I decided to leave, and it was a process, it was a process mentally. Normally, you would think, well, you left physically, you're good. No, mentally, I had to leave first, and emotionally, I had to leave first, while I was still there physically, because every day I was scared to hurt somebody's feeling. I was scared to tell somebody the truth. I was scared to cast someone down due to rejection, because I knew what it felt like. Regardless of how they were treating me, I didn't want to treat them like that in return. And then also, by being at home, by not being, I guess, having a relationship with God, I say that. Having a relationship with God, my mindset back then was different because I grew up in a traditional household. No, I was taught that you go to church. I taught go to Bible study. You read your Bible. You say your prayer. You participate in church. You pay your tithes. You do all these things, and this is what get God to speak to you. This is what get God to move on your behalf. This is what your actions are being a, a do-gooder moves God to move on your behalf, to deliver you out of a situation like that. He's not going to hear a person who's done committed all type of sins. He's not going to hear a person and bring them out of their hell because you're not doing X, Y, Z. And I didn't know. I didn't know what the Bible said. I didn't know that truth because even being at home and we had a Bible, I just couldn't go and read it. And and like I said, I had my abuser talking to me saying, "Hey, God's not gonna save you because you're not worthy to be saved." Somewhere deep down, I knew it wasn't the truth, but I didn't know how to fight it back until one day I got tired. I didn't. When I ran out of options on what to do, it left me with no other choice but to trust God and depend on Him. When I fell in leaving one too many times, I started trusting God. And this is the honest truth. So, in the midst of going through hell, not going to church, not reading my Bible, not saying my prayer, not doing all the things that somebody would tell you to do that go to church all the time, God brought me out and showed me who He was. He talked to me when I cried. He hugged me when I was cold and lonely. He provided for me when no one knew I needed help. When I didn't even have confidence in myself, I didn't have confidence in Him. He revealed Himself to me and showed me a miracle. And He even spoke to me in the midst of being in a down spin. He spoke to me. And I remember just hearing, "I'm going to bring you out, don't look back." I remember hearing those words at a particular point when I was laying down by myself. As I said, I didn't have the Bible, didn't have the stuff. The only thing I can, I did have at my age, and back then we had like them MP3 players. I don't know anybody remember them, but it was like the little USB drive MP3 player, and I was able to download two songs. Yolanda Adams, "Open My Heart," and I had this song by Fred Hammond, "Awesome God." Of course, Fred Hammond, "Awesome God" was an upbeat song, but the Yolanda Adams, "Open My Heart," did something for me. And with this also being said, I just couldn't go listen to this every day, all the time when I got ready. Only certain times when I was by myself, putting the kids to bed, probably maybe an hour, and not an hour, maybe let's say maybe a couple of hours throughout the week, or 1 or 2 hours. I say something like that. I was able to listen to those songs because really it was his USB, MP3, and I kind of just took it and said I don't know where it's at, but that's all I had. And the TV, because we used to listen to a minister on TV in the morning time. That's the only time I was able to hear some of the word. And I particularly came across this sermon one day on TV by this minister, and he was just talking, and he just said plain and day, if you have no other word to say, no, you can say, "Jesus, save me, Jesus, help me, and I'm the righteousness of God." That "I'm the righteousness of God" penetrated. And I just started saying it in my head around the house when I thought about it. And within, I said, a couple of weeks, maybe, let's say a couple of months, I said maybe about 2 to 3 months, 4 months, I start watching God moving me in a way that I never moved before, giving me strategies and ideas. But I didn't have confidence. I did not know how I was going to make it. Even though I work, I didn't make enough. I didn't know how I was going to be able to pay the bill. And what crazy about it, I was paying bill by myself anyway. So I didn't know how they were going to work. I didn't know if someone was going to take my kids because they were in a toxic environment. I didn't know how I was going to get to the store because I didn't have no car. I didn't know how we're going to be because also my kid needed help. I didn't know how people were gonna look at it. I didn't want to be another statistic in the system. I didn't have no confidence at all. No confidence, anxiety, fear, no confidence. But I trusted God. I started to trust Him and said, if you give me a way out, I will be yours. And I watched Him open doors that no one else could do but Him. When man was giving me a no, God would come back and force them to give me a yes in another strategy, in another way. When I didn't have a car, somehow, someway, this lady would give me a ride. Me and my kids, and watch my kids. And then he provided transportation through someone that just allowed me to use their car. In a couple of months, I had a van. When I didn't have no money, people just walked up and put money in my hand. I mean, instantly. Within a couple of months after me leaving, my job increased my hours and my pay. My children were not taken from me, but were actually provided for. So this is what I'm saying to someone out there who listens to this, who's saying, I don't know. I haven't been to church, never been to church. I don't think God would talk to me because I done did X, Y, and Z. I've been doing these type of things in the world, and someone told me because I'm not this righteous, I haven't confessed my sin, He's not gonna hear me. I've been that person that did all type of sins. Did them all. I'm not perfect. I cannot cast no stone at no one else. But I would tell you this: God is a good God. He's a redeemer. He's a restorer, and He's a provider. He hears you when you cry out to Him. He hears you when you can't even make sense of what you're going through. He make it make sense and say, "This is the strategy. This is the plan. Do you trust me?" And let me tell you something. You don't even have to have confidence right now, because He know where you at. All you got to do is give Him a yes. Yes, I am willing to put my hand in yours and trust you. And let me say that God will meet you where you at. You don't have to be this woman that, or this man that say, I've been paying my tithe for the past 30, 45, 10, whatever years. You don't have to be this person say, well, I'm in the choir, I serve, I've been going to church, I'm this person with this title, I have this education. I was, in the eyes of this world, an unattracted black woman with too many kids, poor, sinner, a carnal, non-participating churchgoer. But God redeemed me. God pulled me out, and He put my feet back on solid ground. And let me tell you, when He put my feet back on solid ground, I never looked back. I never looked back and said, do I stop? No, I continue to run in Him. And as I continue to run, I watch myself build up confidence that I didn't know that existed. He activated something in me that I won't let go and will not let go. So if He did it for me, He would do it for you. So I'm saying this to this person in the back that don't believe it. Believe it. God is a redeemer. God is not a person that pick and choose. If you call out to Him, He will save you. So I implore of you, I encourage you to try Him. Do not listen to the naysayer. Do not listen to the hater. Do not listen to the die. Do not listen to the people that are not for you. The people that are telling you, oh, it won't happen. God said, all things are possible. The impossible are possible with me. Do you trust me? Do you trust me? And He meets you where you at. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a person say, well, I've been clean for 7 days. You don't have to be a person say, well, I haven't sinned. I haven't did these things. I'm going to church every day. He meets you where you at. It's the intent of your heart. It's the intent and the willing of your heart to trust Him. He is for you. He's willing to pull you out and give you the desires of your heart, give you a future, show you your purpose, give you the supernatural blessing, the strength to overcome the trials and tribulations. And with that, that what builds our hope, our confidence, our faith. So to that woman that's sitting back there, and she being told, "You too ugly. No man gonna want you. Look at you. Look how many kids you got. Look what you don't have. Look what you can't do. You're worn out. You're disgusted. You're being down. God don't love you because if He love you, He won't let you go through this. God don't care because if He care, He won't let you go through this. Where God at? Because you're here with me. God sent me you. I'm I'm your God. That's not it, baby. That's not it. God did not send you no one to beat you. God didn't send you no one to put you down. God didn't send you no one to push you underneath their feet and make you their rocking mat. He made you to be a queen that sit at the hand of her king, a king that know how to treat a queen, a king that know how to honor and serve, a king that follow the leadership of God. God is not an abuser. God is not a hater. God is not someone that condemns people. No, He saves and He uplifts and He edifies and He educates. He motivates. He is secure. He provides faith, love, hope, and patience. And if you're looking at a man that do all the opposite all the time, and you know who you are, seek God out. You don't have to give a 15-minute prayer. You don't have to go to church every day. It can be 2 minutes. It can be 20 seconds. Whatever time you have in your head, in your heart, and say, God, show me who you are and help me. And watch Him move doors. Open doors that no man can open and shut doors that no man can shut. And as I always say, stay blessed. Stay blessed. Walk in love. Walk in love, live by faith, and grow in grace. Until we meet again, stay blessed.